quarter. Browns down 3-0. Second down and 4 from the 11. Nick Chubb owned this night. Chubb, 22 carries, 124 yards. That's one of his 2 touchdowns. Browns take the lead. Second quarter, Browns at the 43. Why not get Baker out in space? Why not have him throw into Odell? Why not convert a 43-yard touchdown? There it is. We've been waiting all year for it. First TD of the year for OBJ. He had 4 catches, 74 yards, and that touchdown. Browns take the lead, 14-3. Same score. Still in the second. Bengals driving. Joe Burrow. He would throw 61 passes. None of them better than this. That's a dime on a nice route by C.J. Uzomah up the sideline. It's a touchdown. It's Burrow's first career touchdown pass. And LeBron says that kid's special. He has the it for sure. Heavy praise from the King. Meanwhile, later in the second, Baker with the answer. 3rd and goal from the 7. Someone's got to cover Kareem Hunt. 21-10 in favor of the Browns at the break. Third quarter. Bengals down 21-13. 3rd and 9 from their own 12. We talked about the 2 quarterbacks are #1 overall picks. Myles Garrett says, don't forget about me. There's another #1 overall pick, and he makes the big play. Watch the swipe with the big paw as he knocks that away. Burrow takes the worst of it in every conceivable way, and the Browns take over in business. Fourth quarter now. Browns driving. They're up by 12. They're in the scoring area. The one thing you can't do is turn the ball over. The one thing you can't do is turn the ball over. Mayfield picked off by William Jackson III. Baker, 16 of 23, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that interception. Burrow takes the Bengals right down the field. 1st and goal. Mike Thomas, yes. Burrow, 37 of 61 in his second game as a rookie. 3 touchdowns. But 4 minutes to go. Browns looking to ice it. The Bengals just had no answer for the Browns running game. Here comes Kareem Hunt. Cleveland would run the ball for 215 yards, and the Browns would get a win they desperately need. 35-30 the final in the battle for Ohio.
I think that's going to build confidence for us and us playing complementary football with the defense. That's the scary part is if we start clicking and keep getting better, it is going to be a fun ride.
Losing isn't very fun. This might be the only time in my sporting career that I've lost 2 games in a row. Doesn't feel very good.
All right, so the spotlight is always on the quarterbacks, and we'll put the spotlight on ours. RC and McAfee with me this morning, and Mark Sanchez has joined the party from the West Coast, getting up early with us here. And so, Mark, let's start with you. There was so much attention paid to the pressure on Baker Mayfield to play well last night, and they got the win, and they ran the ball effectively. What did you see specifically from Mayfield last night?
Well, listen, I thought he played much better, and it was I'd give credit, all the credit, really, to Coach Stefanski. Listen, he took the ball out of Mayfield's hands on crucial situations. 4th and I think it was 3 or 4 on the goal line. Crucial situation, give it to Nick Chubb. They're running it on 3rd and 4. Crucial situation, give it to Nick Chubb. Baker tried to lose it at one point, throwing that interception like he talked about on the highlight. But the most important thing was take it out of his hands, keep his attempts to 25, maybe 30 if you absolutely need it, but ride Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt until the wheels fall off, and then let Baker make his splash plays like he does, because he gets streaky, and when he gets streaky, ride him. But for the most part, your bread and butter's got to be that run game.
All right, so RC, I want to focus in specifically a little bit on Odell because, again, he had the 4 catches, 74 yards last night, and got the touchdown. The formula for this team seems to be run it, run it, run it, and they did for 215 yards last night. What does that mean for a guy like Beckham, who we know, at least historically, and most receivers do, care a lot about their targets and all that sort of thing? How does that fit together in your mind this early in the season?
Well, listen, last night we saw Baker Mayfield get Kirk Cousins, and it wasn't a bad thing. And go back to last year when Kirk Cousins has to come out and apologize to Adam Thielen. The reason he had to apologize to him was because the year before, Adam Thielen broke a record for 100-yard games. Now, think back to also Stephon Diggs having an issue with Kirk Cousins last year. They found ways to get Diggs the ball and make him happy, at least until he was traded this offseason. So Kevin Stefanski understands how to deal with talented wide receivers. He understands how to get talented wide receivers the football when they want it, when they ask for it, when they call for it. And that's going to be his job. He was first hired to make sure Baker Mayfield could feel comfortable and dangerous at the same time. Now he's going to have to figure out how to make sure Odell Beckham Jr. is happy on the outside. And I believe he is the man for this job. Last night, when you watch this game, they didn't force the ball to him when he was double-teamed. They didn't put him in bad situations that put Baker Mayfield in bad situations. So many times last year with Freddie Kitchens, they were forcing the ball into Odell Beckham Jr. when there wasn't the opportunity, and it made for bad chemistry. It made for bad plays, getting behind the sticks in series. Kevin Stefanski will not do that, but Odell Beckham Jr. will get the ball when he's supposed to get it. He just has to make the plays.
So, McAfee, again, this is a team with expectations, and, you know, a tight win on a Thursday night against a Bengals team that we don't expect to be very good. I don't know exactly what to make of that. In your mind, are we looking at a team that will be playing meaningful games into December in Cleveland?
I don't think so. I mean, that AFC North is going to be problematic, I think, for the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns with the Steelers and Ravens. And I know it's hard not to overreact, but the Cincinnati Bengals had the #1 overall pick for a reason. They stink, right? I mean, Joe Burrow is obviously making them better. They got blown out by the Ravens last week, and then this week their defense didn't seem to be able to stop anything. But I think what happened that is great for Baker Mayfield, Andrew Berry, who's the new GM over there, former Harvard quarterback, big old brain on him. He said, this is what we need to do. We need to be a run-first team. They just paid Kareem Hunt. They got Nick Chubb. They bring in Austin Hooper, the tight end. They invest in him. He's a road-grading, blocking tight end. And if we have a great run game, as a former NFL quarterback, Mark Sanchez, and myself, the play action and the threat of the run opens up everything else. He only passed the ball 23 times last night. I think that is the recipe for success. 215 yards rushing, 219 yards passing. Let's be balanced. Let's let these monsters in the back and also in our blocking game kind of take advantage of their front box, and then once it opens up, let's go ahead and let Baker Mayfield do his thing. I think he threw some great balls last night. Obviously, the interception was a bad decision. He has to eliminate that. But if their recipe for success is running the ball to throw the ball, I think that makes all the sense in the world. And going forward, that's probably what they're going to do because that's what Andrew Berry has been investing in.
Okay, so we've spent pretty much all morning long talking about Baker and talking about the Browns. Let's look at the other #1 pick again. Joe Burrow impressed LeBron James last night. We saw the tweet. He certainly impressed Troy Aikman if you were watching the coverage. Let's see what Mark Sanchez thought. Mark, what did you see through a quarterback's eyes from Joe Burrow in his second NFL start last night?
Well, he picked up right where he left off in that national championship game, and he looked so comfortable in the pocket. Let's roll that tape. Ooh. You see right away, he's got double press on 2 receivers. They're on the same level. RC, coach these DBs up, man. Don't put them on the same level because they could get picked. They're going to get picked right here. Joe Burrow sees it. He signals them right there. Now you're going to have to change that signal, Joe Burrow, because everybody in the world saw it. But here he goes. He knows exactly what to do in a crucial situation on 4th and 4. And what does he do? He lets the pick happen. The DB goes over the top. He sees it and throws a perfect back shoulder right next to the sticks. That's exactly what you want out of your seasoned veteran quarterback, and you're getting it out of a rookie who has to make incredible plays with his legs almost every play. And here comes this other touchdown. They got him in empty formation. He's running stuff at the line of scrimmage. Sure, it's late in the game and they're losing. They're trying to come back. But he's signaling stuff to these guys. He's going through dummy cadences. And then he's making the right check at the right time and the right read, giving an accurate ball. This is so hard to do for so many quarterbacks, and he's doing it with ease. It's really impressive.
That's really well done, Sanchez. And again, Mark knows what he's talking about. He started right out of the chute there. I think he's frozen, but we got in all of the comments, so that was really worked out very well. Sanchez started immediately and actually won his first 3 games as a starting quarterback. Let me go to you, my LSU fellow there, Ryan Clark. What did you see from your former quarterback last night?
You know what? We saw all the things from Joe Burrow that made him a national champion and probably the greatest collegiate quarterback of all time, at least for a year. He's poised. He's athletic. He throws the ball in spots where he needs to fit him in, and he makes sure that everyone on his team is in the right place and ready for each play. I think the other thing that we noticed about Joe Burrow is that he hates losing. He's an extreme competitor, and that is what the Cincinnati Bengals organization needed. That is who they drafted. Let's not forget, Greening, Joe Burrow is a grown man. like a grown adult man. And I don't say that like other people in the NFL aren't. He's a guy who was 5 years in college. He had to deal with adversity. He's older than Lamar Jackson is right now. He's a guy that Zach Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals coached about saying that he was too far ahead of what they had given him and he wanted more. He's prepared for this situation. And even though he's never lost 2 games in a row, like he said last night, he's prepared for the adversity. He's overcome obstacles before, and he will not be a failure as long as the organization does right by him and protects him. I think Joe Burrow is off to a great start. It's fun to watch him, and I can't wait to see him progress.
I'm with you on all of that. McAfee, I just have a second here, but quickly, as you watch this game, did you feel, as I did, more confident in Burrow, in his control of what was going on and his sense of what was going on the field? It's his second game on a short week. It's Mayfield's 3rd year, and yet I felt like Burrow seemed more in control of the game last night.
Yeah, there's no moment too big for Joe Burrow. And I got a chance to be on that megacast during the national championship, and I was standing less than a foot away from Joe Burrow while he was warming up in the biggest game of his life. And he was so calm, so cool, ready to do it. And I look back at there was a 2-minute drive right before 12 seconds left in the half. He rushes the team up, spikes the ball because they had no timeouts left, and they still make points. I mean, that's veteran quarterback-like stuff that he's doing. Nothing seems too big for Joe Burrow. And aside from getting a quarterback that is super competitive, like Ryan Clark said they needed, they also need an indoor practice facility in Cincinnati if they want to win some games. But aside from that, Joe Burrow moving forward, I hope he doesn't get slaughtered like Andrew Luck did early in his career, and I hope they take advantage of it because he is the guy in the natty moving forward.
All right, well done and well said. It's good to have McAfee back. Let me take a break on a Football Friday. We have